Episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. It's a special episode today, no post game episode. It's Rob, aka Bebo Archives, but once again, I got AJ up in the casa, and Victor Wembanyama is the defensive player of the year, and that is the sole reason we're hopping on today because we need to glaze our young king here in San Antonio. So, I'm going to let you start things off, AJ. When we're looking at Wembanyama's DPOY, what stands out to you?
He's 7.5 feet tall. Like, I mean, but we've talked about it all year, man. Like, we've talked about everything that he does. He shuts off half the court. He's able to play help. He's able to be on the perimeter. He blocks every shot. He averaged, what, 3 blocks a game this past season, which is wild to even think about. Like, he had a couple games where he had over 5. So, and he's so young. And like, this is literally the best we've ever seen Wemby and the worst we're going to see of Wemby. And we're getting this really cool trajectory of where it's going to go. And it's only going to go up from here because the sky's the limit for this kid.
Absolutely. Yes. Like when we're looking at Wembanyama's defense, I think that he is the best defender on planet Earth right now. And obviously, it's unanimous. This is the
Yeah.
first unanimous DPOY in NBA history. Not only that, but he's the youngest DPOY in NBA history. So when you look at it through this lens, he could very well end up being the best defender in NBA history. Um, I think if we're looking at the most impactful defender in NBA history, he's going to have to really, really fight with Bill Russell on that one. But I'm also thinking that if any player could, it would be Wemby. And so just what we're seeing this season is nothing short of remarkable. And how he's contesting, just deterring people from taking shots within the paint. It's just absolutely masterful.
And then on top of that, just his recovery, like more than anything, just the recovery that he has. Like, there's always been shot blockers that can block shots. Dikembe Mutombo, Patrick Ewing, like those guys, like great defensive players, block shots. But the way that he can get burned on the wing, and we saw him recover and block a shot at the rim. And those are the types of things that, one, he's not giving up on a play. So you're teaching great just hustle stats right there. Is something Luka, he gets burned on the wing. He's not going to go try to defend and block that shot. He's like, just give me the ball going the other way. So Wimby's just not like that. And he takes a lot of pride. And I think I saw it today, just a few minutes ago, where he said, I was told that I was a bad defender and I took that personally, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that's wow. That is such a statement and such a foundation for what Wembanyama does now. And you look at the fact that he led the NBA in blocks this season, and he's led it multiple times already in his young career, and
Crazy.
he's in year 3 right now, 3.1 a game, 197 blocks on the season. Chet with 131. Fun fact, Chet actually played 131 more minutes, and he accrued 66 less blocks over that 131 minutes. So I don't know.
That's just the craziest thing. People are like, "Well, make this make sense. Wimby only played X amount of minutes. How is he eligible?" And it's like, thank you. Like, you're really like slow down your words for a second and just repeat what you just said to me. Wimby did all of his stats in a lot less minutes than some of these other guys. He's not pulling in 40 minute games because he didn't have to. And shout out to SGA, who won Clutch Player of the Year. I don't know how he won it because he never played the fourth quarter. So I get why, because he's a great clutch player for sure, but he also missed out like on a quarter of those fourth quarters. So, well, it is what it is. Good for him. That means he's not winning MVP though.
I mean, I think it does mean he's winning MVP almost surely if he's the clutch player of the year. I think that's like the kind of the softball, if you will, for him winning the MVP. And I'm not going to take it personally because he's having a hell of a season and he's having a hell of a clutch season as well when you look at his efficiency. So I don't want to take anything away from him, but I do think that Victor being the first unanimous DPOY, being the youngest DPOY, and being like the upswing of what we're
Yep,
gonna see from the best defender in NBA history. I think that is the main talking point from this award cycle, more so than who's winning this MVP. Because to me, if you were to give it to Jokic, it would make sense. If you give it to SGA, it
of
makes
course.
sense. And I can have a case for Victor as well.
Yeah.
Not so much Luca, but definitely Victor as well. So to me, either one of those guys makes sense for me. Uh, but there was just a couple of stats that jumped off the page for me, and that really just speak to Wembanyama's defense and where it is. There was a point towards the end of the regular season where Wemby was 14.6 points better than the average league defensive rating. And the only players to have surpassed that mark are Ben Wallace in 2004, who had
Holy shit.
15.4, and Hakeem in 1990, who had 14.7.
So peak.
Yes, absolutely. It is peak. Yes. Yes, it is absolutely like peak defenders in their apex. That is the type of defense that Wemby is producing in year 3 right now, and
eh,
it's
Dude,
jaw-dropping.
I think the craziest part too, and I was telling you this on the phone earlier, dude. It was unanimous. 100 people from across the country said, "Nope, that's the defensive player of the year." You and I can't agree on some of the things we do on this podcast. I don't know how the hell 100 people put their votes together and came up with one, but I was honestly, I was like, it's going to be 99. There's going to be that one guy in Oklahoma City that's like, no, Chet's a better defender than Wimby, because it was always that one. Like when you got Rookie of the Year, there's one. So I just look at, I like, there's gonna be one, but this time there was no one, and it was 100% unanimous. Like that's crazy. Like he didn't just win. Like it was not even a thought. Like there were just one Victor, and then 2 and 3 we can talk about later.
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting because everything I was seeing this year would lead me to believe that Asar was the better defender over Chet. So I almost was expecting Asar to be number 2 and Chet to be number 3. And so to me, that was an interesting distinction because all of the metrics showed me otherwise all throughout the year that Asar was an absolutely just dominant defensive player. And the only reason they had to take him out occasionally was because he couldn't shoot to save his life. So
Yeah.
offensively, they just had to kind of keep him out sometimes. So
And
um interesting.
but the interesting thing too is like it's his third season, right? And we made cases of why he should have won his rookie year, and they're like, no, he's a rookie, he can't win it this year. And it's like, all right, I guess. And then last year he still led the league in blocks even though he missed half the season. So you could argue he should have won defensive player of the year, because also our season went straight down the tube, especially defensively. So we're he has an argument for 3-time defensive player of the year right now, but obviously on paper it's going to be one. But the people that remember this time is going to go, well, hold on. How come he didn't get it his rookie or sophomore season? It's like, well, the rules are the rules, I guess. So I think it's also crazy that out of the past 10 years, 5 French players have won, or five, the French have won 5 defensive player of the years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, shout out to Gobert. I mean, he's
Yeah, he has
he's hold,
4.
he's holding down the fort over there, but
He did last night too.
I mean, he is still a very good defender, and I remember years back when he received a lot of criticism for his lack of switchability and lack of perimeter defense, and he's not a good perimeter defender now, and he never will be, but he has absolutely improved in that area to the point where I think he addressed the main criticisms people had of him. And so I think he gets a lot of hate for some stupid reasons, but I think that if you want to hate on him for the COVID stuff and for that dumb shit, then you know what? That's valid. Yeah, that's absolutely valid. Um,
What an asshole.
but but I do think that this is like a balance, like a restoration for the depoy actually going back to the best defender. Because the
Yeah,
last couple of seasons, or you just look at the last few years, whether it's like Evan Mobley last year, and I'm okay with Gobert the year before, but then the year before that, Triple J, then
right.
Marcus Smart. It's like these guys, I don't really believe that they're the best defender in the league. So it's nice for the award to feel like it means something again.
Didn't Draymond get it too?
Yeah, Draymond got it in I think 2017,
Okay.
and
So like and like great all they're all great defenders, but we're seeing what Wimby does. And I feel like now if you can't do that, then you shouldn't just be in the conversation unless Wimby doesn't hit that 65 game threshold. But then that's a completely different story. So, but I think also what really makes this a very great award for Wimby is he's able to do that because our perimeter defenders are so good and so talented. So he's very confident letting them defend the way they want to defend, and he's just able to play free safety back there and just pin shots on the backboard, send him out into the fourth row. I mean, whatever he really wants to do back there, or just get in the way. And also, what do they call him? The oh no nos, the business decisions, or whatever you want to call them. Like it's so crazy, and I think that the world, the casual fan, when they watch Wimby play, they're going to see more of that as these playoffs progress, and they're going to go, "Oh, this is why he won Defensive Player of the Year." That makes sense.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely, and to just elaborate on what you're talking about, the oh no nos, I think that we're seeing a response to that because I've seen some people go after knowledge about these types of plays, about these like deterring type plays where he just negates all the activity. So it's like finding the stats within
Right.
the lack of a play happening. And so I love that people are starting to hunt these kind of stats because of how Wemby's defending and the impact he's bringing. Because I really do believe that he is the best rim deterrent and uh just rim alterer in NBA history. There's no way he's not.
Do you have the stat of what the opponent's paint percentage was when Wimby was on the floor versus when they were playing other people?
I don't know it right now, but I know at one point that within 6 feet, he was, uh, holding opponents to, I think, almost 11 or 12% below their average.
That's
So it's
insane.
like, it was, yeah, pretty much like you would go from being an above average paint finisher to being a below average paint finisher just because Wemby was right there. And like, I don't, it's tough to gauge that stat because
Yeah.
it's Wemby just has to be in the restricted area. Like there's sometimes he's 1 foot in that on the opposite side, and he still is able to affect
Yeah,
it.
one foot's there, one foot's at the top of the key. So
Yeah,
you never know.
absolutely. But it's still mind boggling, and when you look at the numbers, it's truly crazy how he affects all areas of defense, and second in the league in defensive rebounding behind Jokic. So literally
Yeah.
every area of
Well,
defense he brings it.
yeah, and I know that Steph Castle and Fox and Champagne won some of those rebounds, but when Victor's within 5 feet of them, they're just like, "You got a big guy."
Yeah. And I'm cool with it because
Oh, for
y
sure. Yeah.
Victor is more capable of making that outlet pass, and and he's proven to be a good 1-2 dribble outlet pass kind of guy. And I would prefer that he's not a 3-4 dribble bring the ball up the court kind of guy. I'd rather him just keep it to 1 or 2 and find a guard. But at the end of the day, he can do that. It's just, should he
Yeah.
do that? That's the question.
Well, I mean, if he's in his bag like he has been in the past few games, I'd let it rip, bro. You got it.
Yeah. Against the Blazers, I'm fully okay with him going 90 feet,
Oh, he's gonna
spinning.
abuse Robert Williams tonight. Oh my god. Let me ask you a question. If there was a critique or something Wimby could improve on defense, is there anything that you see that could take him even more to the next level? Because I don't know what the ceiling is. Like I think this might be it, but I don't know.
Well, I think the shot blocking is on next level. I think that the where he's going as a shot blocker is heights that we've never seen. But I think that one thing that Hakeem did better, does better than Wemby, is play the passing lanes within like 10, 12 feet. Like there was a handful of seasons where Hakeem averaged 2.5 steals a game, and it was holy shit, he's able to get hands in there like the guards do. It was like, and so that to me is like how you're able to frustrate a guy like Jokic is you're able to press up 10, 12 feet, play those passing lanes, get those steals. And I think that's probably the only iron left to sharpen in his defensive
Sure.
game that wouldn't sharpen naturally. Like obviously his shot blocking, you're not going to teach
Yeah.
Wemby anything about shot blocking.
No, he got that. I wonder. I would love to know what like the other defensive ratings of our guards whenever he's on and whenever he's off the floor. Because I would imagine that our guards are getting a lot of steals just because Wimby is in the area. And so people are panicking and they're like trying to look what to throw the ball. What do I do? And all of a sudden, Castle has the ball going the other way. So I'm curious to know what is there some kind of stat like where my nerds at? Like I don't know math. I'm not good at math. So I'm still trying to figure out why there are numbers in the world, but we'll get there later. So
we need things to have value. um but yeah, we need to do a deep dive into that stat, but it's crazy the amount of different metrics that just prove that Wemby is a generational defender, just an absolute phenom on the defensive end. And he gets over 70% of our blocks as a team.
that's
And
insane.
it's mind-boggling how much we depend on him to protect the rim for us. And those non-Wemby minutes look brutal because that's the case. He's getting all
Yeah.
these blocks and preventing so many things from happening.
That's why we just need like just a big, young, big 7'2", 7'3", long arms, jump out of the building type guy. Like Cisse from the Mavericks. Like I look at that guy, I'm like, if he was on our team, like that would be awesome. I would love to see that. But we'll get there. I mean, I still believe in Luke Cornett. I absolutely do. After what I saw game one, I'm definitely into it. So we're in a good spot, but this is one of I would assume a lot of defensive player of the year awards. I know it's named after Hakeem, but they might need to reassess that after Wimby's career.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I think Hakeem was the first defender to really make people feel like this. Like he was the
Yeah.
only defender to, obviously Bill Russell and and what I said earlier is I do think that no one will be more impactful, more so than Bill Russell because of the rules specifically. It
Yeah.
was, with no 3-point line, defending the rim was the most important thing anybody could possibly do, and Bill Russell was the best at it. And so, just by rules alone, he is the most impactful defender based on metrics.
And
A
and
lot.
didn't
Yeah.
didn't they have like the international rules where like if it hit the rim, you could bat it off and that counted as a block too?
I
I know
I
it was there was some funky stat that it kind of attributes like there's still blocks, but it was like a one of those weird stats where because of the rule change, it wasn't the same. But I could be wrong. Just one of those things that's in the back of your mind that pops up when someone says something.
Oh yeah.
Thanks,
And
Pokemon.
and the pace of play at that time too was just so back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So your opportunities to defend the paint were all at an all-time high. So he just, he was able to do things defensively that no person in the future would be able to do based on the rules and the teams. And so
Yeah.
but I do think that, you know Bill Russell is the most impactful defender, but Wemby would be the best defender. Like he would take that title from Hakeem as the most talented defender we've ever seen. And I truly think that it would make sense he rattles off maybe 5, 6 of these depoys.
I think it's more. If it's 5 or 6, I mean, you have to depend on his health. At the end of the day, it's going to be if he qualifies, because that's what we have to do now. Qualify, make sure he qualifies. But I don't see why he doesn't win, 10 of these, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting it past him to win more. I just know that the NBA loves to just shake things up when it comes to these awards, and so
It's going to
it
be hard to argue if he's averaging 200 blocks a season.
oh, dude, you're preaching to the choir, but I've seen them ignore just absolutely clear defensive dominance and
Yeah,
then, give it to
somebody else.
somebody that kinda deserves it, but really didn't deserve it, and it's like, "Okay, I guess we're gonna
You mean
give it
all
to."
those seasons where Bruce Bowen never won it?
Right, and it's like, okay, like, I know Marc Gasol is a great defender, but we're gonna give it to Marc Gasol? Okay, we're really gonna give it to Marcus Smart right now? Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
guess, I guess. So, like, it's, there's and just the fact that Tim Duncan never won a defensive player of the year just invalidates this award to a small degree where I'm always just scratching my head a little bit about like, okay, are they gonna get it right this year, or are they gonna shit the
Right.
bed?
Yeah, and honestly, like, kind of thinking about it a little bit, I'm pretty confident that he's gonna get a little more than just 4 or 5. But I'm um I'm happy for him. It makes me super excited for the future, and he's doing this all while uh shooting lights out. So, do you have got a prediction for this game coming up here in the next 45 minutes, 30?
Absolutely, my dude. I think it's going to be a nice back and forth. I do expect Denny Advia to be a problem. It sounds like it's not gonna his injury that we kind of saw at the late of the game. Game one is not going to be a problem, so I expect him to play big minutes and attack and be a menace for us. I think this game will finish a little bit closer than last game, but I still expect us to win by 10. I'm expecting a 10-point victory tonight.
I The way that we've been watching this team and the way that they've been playing lately, I see this being a blowout. I think it's going to be one of those where we come out early and just kill the morale of the Blazers. They're just not going to be able to do a whole lot. Denny might have a solid game like he did last time, but I don't think any of the other people are going to have a great game. I think we're going to see Keldon Johnson step up, and I have a prediction of 123 to 104.
Nice, solid 19-point victory.
And that's just because, like, it's been 30. We put in all of our bench players, like Kelly Olynyk gets a lot more ankle time with on the court. Do you see that? Everyone's
Yeah.
clowning for his ankle socks, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, I wear ankle socks, dog. Chill out. So,
Well, it's okay to wear ankle socks, but AJ, you're in an NBA basketball game. You should not be wearing ankle
hey,
socks.
he's like the only guy that doesn't have ankle problems, I guess, in the NBA.
Shout out to Kelly.
So that's my prediction. But real quick, I just remember what I was going to say earlier. What's the most impressive thing you saw Wimby do this season in terms of defense?
I think that what I'm impressed with so far, what impressed me most was how much stronger he got and in his ability to
Sure.
absorb contact. And
Yeah.
there was defenders that I remember his rookie season that would put a shoulder into him and move him. And this year they were not doing that nearly as much. So I would say it was his post strength that I was impressed with the most. And it wasn't any one in particular play. Obviously, he does something every night that's absolutely jaw-dropping, but it was really just his ability to establish himself defensively down low. Now, I wish he would do that a little bit more offensively and, you know, push his catch position closer to the basket, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah. He's getting better at it. Like, when he sees a mismatch, he's able to do it.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's growth right there for sure. I think the most impressive thing I saw him do this year was, I believe we were playing the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think he had like one of those 5+ block games, maybe 7, 8, something to that effect. But he blocked a shot at the rim, a jumper, and a 3-point shot all in the first half. Like that to me is just next level defense. And the way Chase Jones might have had, like, he thought he had a free shot, and Wemby just got there and just blocked it. Like it's those types of plays and those things that he's doing. And then obviously the one he had on Norm Powell in Miami is just an absolute just gem of a defensive play like that. I know we said that. I think we said that after that show. It's one of those you show your kids, you show your team, you show everyone. Don't give up on the play because you're able to impact the small things. And that was a turning point in that game.
Absolutely. And so much of that just speaks to his defensive versatility. It's like I can defend this from literally anywhere. Three, interior, mid-range, doesn't matter. And he does it with so much intensity night in, night out. We are blessed Spurs fans. But everybody,
Game
we got
two. Let's go.
we got a game
Woo.
2 here in a half hour. We appreciate you for being in here for a little pre-game / Victor DPOY episode. So definitely appreciate your time. Make sure you follow us everywhere. We're doing lives here on YouTube, but you can catch the clips literally everywhere. Instagram, TikTok. We're putting out the audio on Apple Podcast. AJ's got the Twitter popping off, so make sure you're following over there. Discord, we're doing some fun things over there as well.
Dude, if you go honking downtown, we'll be doing post game. So just put us on in the background and get all your other buddies to put us on too, and just start honking. Film that, and we'll post it on our socials.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to tag as many just
Y'all crazy for that, by the way. It was a
yes,
Sunday night.
bro, all the better. They're doing the Lord's work.
It's going to be a Tuesday night, and they're going to be honking at 1 o'clock in the morning, and people from out of town will be like, what the hell's going on out there?
They're doing the Lord's work as far
It's
as I'm
awesome. I love it.
concerned.
I love San
Absolutely.
Antonio, man. San Antonio is the best city in the world. Can't tell
Absolutely.
me otherwise.
Absolutely, my dude. But yeah, we Baseline Bums podcast, every single where you look, we are there putting out content. Make sure you follow at Baseline Bums podcast. And like I said, we will be going live after game 2, Spurs Blazers, later tonight. Games at 7 should be done 9 something, and then you'll see us live, and we're gonna break down everything we see. So that being said, let's hop off here and end this episode the same way we end all episodes. And that's with a
Go
go
Spurs.
Spurs go.